welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Star. Thank you so much for joining me for another video. Today we're going to be doing my weekly cash stuffing for a total of $450 for the 4th week of July. So let's go ahead and get started. First, we are going to dump out all the change that I've accumulated throughout the week. I hope you guys are doing okay. Myself, I'm just kind of all over the place, to be honest. To my new subscribers, hello, hi, how are you? Thank you so much for joining the Unicoin fam. I don't have a lot of coins today because honestly, I've just been swiping my card left and right. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and feed Sparkles the unicorn here just a little bit, and we're going to stuff my wallet. So first things first, we're going to look at groceries here, and we do not have any rollover in groceries. Spent it all, so we're usually going to do 100. So we have 50, 70, 90, 100, 50, 70, 90, 100. So I actually did do an unstuffing. For those of you who've been following me for a while, you know that I usually like to upload my cash unstuffings on Fridays, but film the whole thing, have my microphone on mute whole time, zero audio, whatever, we're over it, but it's fine. So for spending, we have $5, $10, $11, $12, $13, $14 left over. I'm gonna take this and put it into my rollover savings challenges. So, and then we're gonna add $20 for the week. So my sister bought me a new wireless microphone for my birthday, and I was trying it out, and I didn't realize it had a mute button. So now I know. So Gabe will actually get 25 because he cut the grass. So Gabe currently has $20, $40, $45, $46. Miscellaneous still has 5 left. We'll take that and roll that over as well, and then we'll add another 5 for the week. And that's it for my cash wallet. Next, we are going into my long-term binder here, and we're going to start with medical. So medical gets $20 today. So medical has $20, $40, $65. So you guys, I hope you guys are doing well. Like I said in previous video, school is starting. It's just around the corner for us. We always start before August, towards the last week of July. So Christmas gets 25, and I am a school librarian. So for me, that means my summer is over, and I have just been all over the place. So Christmas has 500, 600, 650, 700, 20, 40, 45, 50. So a total of $750. So yeah, my brain is fried, but that's typical for the beginning of the year. Just trying to get back into the swing of things, it can really take a toll. So Gabe's savings will get 25 today, and that's just kind of where I've been at. So Gabe's savings has 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000, 150, 225. So 4,125. Is that what I said? No, 4,225. 4,225. I haven't updated my trackers. So I'm really just winging it here. But I wanted to get a video out for you guys, and I wanted to make sure I stay on top of my budget, even though I went off of it the last week or so. So regular savings also gets 25 today. So savings has 500, 600, 650, 700, 750, 770, 790, 800, 805, 810. I don't even know if that's correct. 5, 6, 7, 50, 70, 90. I think that's 810. I think it's 810. I don't know. Next, we have my son Gabriel's envelope, and he gets 10 today. So Gabriel has 20, 30, 40, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49. Family, I'm going to have to unstuff, but family gets 10 as well. So for right now, family has 25. I just got back from visiting my mom this weekend, and they were their usual crazy selves. So home improvement gets 10 for a total of 30. I told my mom, like, I think it was in my last cash stuffing video where I mentioned that she's super excited to see my dog, Jack, more excited than she is to see me and her grandson when we come visit her. So car maintenance gets 10. And I told her how I told you guys about that. She says, oh, Lord, you have them people thinking I'm a mean person. I said, no, it's not. They do not think you're mean. They just want you to give us a little bit more love. It's like, no, I didn't say that. But car maintenance has 50, 100, 50, 70, 90, 210, 230, 240, 245, 246. Yes. But yeah, she was laughing at some of you guys' comments. It was super funny. So emergencies gets 10. And emergencies has 1,500, 600, 700, 750, 770, 790, 1,805. Yes, 1,805 for emergencies, and that's it for my long-term binder. For my short-term binder, we have gifts first, and this past Saturday was my little cousin's birthday, and you can see this $20 in here. Still didn't get her a gift, which is a shame, but gifts will get $1 today. Me and my mom talked, and because my cousin, she lives just as far away from me as my mom does, so she's going to get her a little something, and I will reimburse her, help her pay for that. So my Chihuahua Jack, whose real name is Jackson, will get $1 today as well. So we have 20, 25, and 26. And then we have household, which gets $1 also. So household has 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. So you guys, this happened maybe 2 weeks ago, or at least a week and a half ago. I was at Walmart on a Sunday morning, early morning. Like I got there maybe 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock or something. That's early for me. So entertainment gets 10. And entertainment has 20, 30, 35. I went there thinking that I was going to beat the crowds, beat the crazies, just go there and have a peaceful time shopping around. Well, that wasn't the case because everybody and their mama they weren't necessarily at Walmart, but everybody and their mama, whoever was at Walmart was crazy at Walmart. Home decor gets $5. So home decor has 10, 15, and 20. Right when I get into Walmart, this man is just standing there and he's just looking at me. He's like, good morning. And I'm like, hello, good morning. Subscription isn't getting anything. And then I turn around, he's still looking at me, right? So I gave him a little smile. And then he was like, you sure is pretty. And I was like, oh, thank you. And then I just kept walking. But someone told me to turn around. I turned around and he was still watching me. And he said, you just made my day. I said, oh, you so silly. So Miscellaneous got 5. And now Miscellaneous has 5, 10, and 11. So I'm walking like, well, that was nice. At least he's not trying to pursue me or whatever. Taxes isn't getting anything. And he's letting me just walk and mind my business. Well, I am walking and mind my business on the aisle. And then this woman, you know how like you got a cart and someone's on the other end of the aisle and you're on this end of the aisle and they're kind of sort of in the way a little bit. You don't know who should go on this side or go on that side. Well, the lady that was on the other side of the aisle with her cart looked at me and grabbed both sides of her cart and said, you want to play chicken? Girl, no ma'am. I do not want to play chicken. I want to hurry up and get my stuff so I can go home because I feel like the world is a little bit too talkative for my liking right now. Okay, so we're on my miscellaneous binder here. So first we're going to start with beauty, and beauty will get $1 today. But so I told her, I said no, and I moved my car over, and she's like, well, we ain't got nothing else to do. I'm thinking, well, I got plenty to do, but you do you. So beauty has 20, 40, 41, 42, and 43. So that wasn't the end of it. I left her in the aisle, went to the other aisle, Child, she behind me in the other aisle. Hair isn't getting anything, and she ended up telling me her whole life story. What happened? Oh, she was like, every time I come to Walmart, the prices are going up $10. I said, yeah, I know. I was like, I'm a single mom, so it's hard out here. And then she's like, well, I'm a single mom too, but all my youngest is grown. I said, okay. So Star gets 10, and Star has 120, 30, 40, 45, 145. And I gotta unstuff this for sure because I've been ordering stuff like crazy. But yeah, but then she said then she told me about how all her kids are gone. And then she told me how her husband was in the military and he died in the bathtub. Oh, excuse me, I shouldn't say that. He passed away in the bathtub, and work is getting $10 and said the police thought she did it. I said, girl, so work has 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. She told the police, she said if she decided to do it, she would have done it a better way than in the bathtub. I said, Lord, why is this lady telling me this? Is she about to give me a confession? Because I'm not the one. I'm not the one to confess to. I just want to get my little Fruit Loops and I just want to go home. Like, what are we doing here? So Bath and Body Works gets $1 today as well. So I finally got away from her. Bath and Body Works has 20, 40, 45, 46, 47, 48, $49. And I made it. And I thought, great, I'm home free. I'm about to go check out. Guess who comes up to me? The man who was at the entrance who told me that I was so pretty, I made his day. I said, Lord, I don't know what's going on today. So he comes up to me and I look at him, he still don't have no groceries. So I'm like, what you doing in here? Walking around. You in Walmart the same amount of time I'm in Walmart and you don't got no groceries. Who you in here with? What you doing? You look strange. So clothing gets $10. Oh, he was just like, you are so pretty. I said, thank you. He was like, well, where, when, how, where can I find you at? And I said, at home, at work, at church, because that's what I do. He said, oh, I'll go to church too. I said, that's great. So clothing has 20, 40, 60, 70, 80, 81, 82, 83, 84. And then he was like, what's your name? You got a name? I said, Star. He said, Star. I said, yep. That's me. And he said, oh, so y'all don't just light stuff up. Y'all burn stuff down. And I said, yes, we can. Yes, we can. And then he told me his name. I was like, okay, wonderful. So Books gets $1. And he's like, Books now has 20, 30, 31, 32, 33. So he's like, can I call you sometime or something? I said, well, he's like, how about I give you my number? I said, okay. So he said, use that number now. I said, all right, I'm not going to use the number. I'm not going to use it. So Vacation gets 50. So Vacation has 51, 52, 53, 20, 40, 60, 84, 25, $425. Let me go ahead and color this thing. So he leaves. Look, y'all, the reason why I don't want to deal with that man is because he first of all, he walking around in Walmart with nothing. No clothes, nobody else, no buggy, no nothing. Secondly, he was missing a tooth. All right. Let me see. What I said, 50. So you got to put these things together. He talks like he got sense. And he wasn't a bad looking dude. But when you get to me my age, you don't just hand out your number to any old body because they got to you gotta listen when they speak and you gotta like watch them and the way that they look and the way they carry themselves. Like I said, this man in Walmart by himself with no buggy, no groceries, no nothing. It look like you just hanging out and you ain't got nowhere else to go. So anyway, so he walks away. He said, use that number now. I said, okay. Lord, the lady in front of me who was putting her groceries up apparently was listening in because as soon as he leaves, she looks at me and she says, listen, when he came up to you and started talking to you, I was like, oh, Lord, this is about to be awkward. I said, yeah, I know. So Mother's Day gets 10. Mother's Day has 20, 30, 40, 45, 46, 47. She said, so what are you going to do? You're going to call them or you're going to ghost them? I said, I'm just not going to go to Walmart for the next couple of weeks, and I'm just ride this thing out. She said, I can't believe he just spoke to you like that in front of everybody. I said, I know. So birthdays gets 10 as well. So birthdays has 20, 30, 40, 41, 42, and 43. And I said, I don't know what's going on in Walmart today because it's not fair. I woke up early so I could get here early so I wouldn't have to worry about all the crazies. And I ran into all the crazies. And then I told her about the lady who told me her whole life story about her husband and foolishness. And she said, oh, I think I caught the last end of that conversation. It was a lady with big poofy hair. I said, so you seen her and you saw the amount of pain I was in. You didn't even try to save me. No, but roll the dice. We're going to do $9 this time. So let's go ahead and stuff that. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So yeah, that was a time, y'all. That was a whole time. I'm tired just thinking about it. But yeah, all my life I have had to avoid people who just want to talk to me. I just got some kind of face where people just feel like they can just say anything. And I said, this right here, this is not good. Let me go ahead and fill these out because our goal for this is $150. So another two, and a 5, which one is right here. Okay. But yeah, it's just foolishness. Yeah, but all my life I had to avoid people. When I was in college, me and my college friends, we used to get trapped by people who felt like they just wanted to talk to us and tell us any old thing. This is back when I was young and dumb. Where we went to college at, it was in a downtown area, and there were quite a few homeless people around. And they used to just come up to us, and our dumb young selves used to talk back to them. Sure did. It's a wonder we didn't get kidnapped, and it's just foolishness. Okay, so for next time, I got a 4, a 2, and that landed on a 4, so that's $8, $9, $10 this time. And I'll just leave that there for when I do my budget with me, my cash planning. Okay, so for unicorn savings, we are adding 10 today. And I think we just need 10 more to be done with this. 20, 40, 60, 80, 90. Yep, this was for $100. So let me go ahead and color this in. You know what? I think I'm just going to finish this bottom row with blue. So next time when I do 10, we'll finish this out, and I'll be able to color that last one. All right. But yeah, we used to talk to the bums. They used to come up to us, and I told one of the bums my real name. That's what our name was, and I says Star. So one time we was at this convenience store. It was downtown, me and my friends, and we was at the checkout. All of a sudden, we heard this bam, 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 bam on the window. We look. It's the bum. It's the bum. I don't remember what his name was. It's the bum. And he just yelling through the window, a star, a star. I was trying to have my face. It's a mess. I have since then learned, but I'm telling you, it's a wonder we have been picked up somewhere and dumped somewhere. Okay, so for rollover savings, we got quite a bit. We have 5, 10, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. We did pretty good, better than I thought. So we got $4 to put in my $1 savings challenge because I went off budget, guys, a little bit, and because when I was down with my mom, we went out to eat. We did a little bit of shopping for my son and for ourselves too, actually. That was not planned. So for $5, we have 15. So I'm gonna go ahead and color in. Let me put this in first. I'm gonna color in 3 5s, and so I'm gonna have to do a whole, I'm almost have to audit myself to like go through and figure out what I need to unstuff and what I don't, because like I said, my last unstuffing video got messed up with my audio, and I was so disappointed with that because I was unable to upload it. So I'm gonna have to go through like all my binders and go through my account, checking account, and figure it out because I was off. I'm off a little bit and I need to get back on track. Okay, so we don't have no 10s, we don't have any 20s this time, but that's okay. So this $10 bill is actually for my 100 envelope savings challenge. And actually, I need to keep this because it wasn't until after I did my cash planning video that I noticed that I already had a $10. I already did the $10 envelope. So it was too late by the time I noticed it to go. And I already went to the bank and everything. I just didn't film the video that day. So what we're going to do, we're going to take one of these. I mean, it's going in here anyway. Like all of my for those of you who are new, all of my rollover savings from my cash wallet, my ones, my fives, my 10s, and 20s. At the end of each month, I unstuff all this and I put them into my 100 envelope savings. So it doesn't really matter that I'm just gonna do the 11th envelope, or I'm taking one out of here and moving it, because it's all going to the same place anyway. It's just easier for me to save that way. So let me find the 11. I ain't even took the 11. I realized I needed 11. I didn't even take 11 out. Y'all, I'm tired. Listen, I want y'all, this is going to be y'all homework today. You know how I usually ask y'all to like leave me a cute little emoji or something? I want you guys to like pray for Star. And if you believe something else, do the equivalent of a prayer. Because your girl I'm a little bit all over the place, and I just need some stability, and I need to ground myself, and also either pray or keep in your hearts all the educators out there who are starting school, who are or about to start school in the next couple of weeks or so, or in the next month, because we go through a lot that first month of school, especially those who, like myself, are moving into a brand new building. So if you could, I would greatly appreciate that. But if you don't want to do that, look, this is a democracy. This is not, this ain't no kingdom. This is not no queendom. Here you can do whatever you want. So if you don't want to do that, then please leave me a book emoji down below, and I will definitely catch you in the next one. Thank you so much for listening and watching, and love you guys. Bye bye.